hear this message. They're sharing the abundance of the sea, according to prophecy in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 5, makes demand on the soul value of men. I said, make demand on. Can you bring the soul value back? Make demand on the soul value of. Now, when you hear the last billionaires, there is nobody who is alive now that is among them. No, there is nobody who is alive now that's among them. Now, nobody that's alive now is among the last billionaires. In fact, the word is not even billion. You can't talk about billionaire or zillionaire or millionaire. No, you can't use that word for it. What I'm really sharing is the destiny that belong to the last saints. Hear me. Please hear me. All who are outside the program of God will not matter in the last millennium. You see, because God will not give treasure to strangers. So when I'm talking about the last billionaires, I'm talking about the lion key envoys. The lion. I want to ask you a question. Please hear me. I want to ask you a question. Please, can you look up? I want to give you this gift on behalf of the God of life and the immortality, the Yahweh of the ancient time. It is not possible. It is not possible for a blessing that will last long to go into the hand of somebody without a book. It's not possible. It's not possible for something great to happen without book. Has somebody told you that before? It's not possible. Anybody whose destiny didn't connect into book is temporary on earth. Let me say again. I say any human being whose destiny didn't connect him to book, or book didn't connect to destiny, is temporary here. He will die and he'll be forgotten. Whatever that he has will be transferred to book people. And it's quite unfortunate. Please hear me. I said it's quite unfortunate that the Bible is supposed to give birth, and up to now the Bible have not given birth. And I want to say to those who are prophetic that the Lion of Judah is a Gentile prophet. I am not getting vision. Please don't joke with me. I said the Lion of Judah is what? Is a Gentile prophet. And is a messianic, is an economic Messiah. He is the one that God will trust everything that have to do with the earth into his hand, and heaven and the sea. And look at the value. You will know his value through the soul. There are souls. When a soul is dark and small, the soul will hate light. When there's a dark small soul, is a hard soul that doesn't want to learn. There are also some beautiful souls that learn, but the best soul is the little souls. I said the best soul is the litmus souls. Kennedy, I want you to make something on the litmus souls. I'm going to share in it. I said the best souls are the what? The litmus. Now, please hear me. The difference between the soul of God and the soul of man is that Yahweh's soul is litmus. I'm not sharing on litmus yet because I don't want to disturb people. Now, pay attention. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? I'm going to share on the Jews a little while. Hear me. The power that made the Jews to provide life and word has made them number one. If you cannot produce book, then you live on the book of others. If you go to university, you want to study economics, all that you will do is to read books. If you want to study medicine, you will read books. If you want to study law, it's books you read. Every great destiny involves books. That is why in chapter 5 of the book of Revelation, when God wanted to introduce himself, I would like us to look at where God was holding that book. Where God was holding the book, the hand he was using holding book. And then I will tell you something. Kennedy, the visionary lens in the soul of visionaries. I have given you 2 courses on soul. Can I tell you something? I have said this many times and I have asked you to give seed to it many times. And I want to say it again. One of the ways to know valuable souls on earth is that not only they like reading and studying, the transformation from their spirit to their soul through a gate via meditation. There is no activity on earth that is more important than transferring information. Transferring revelation from your spirit into your soul through meditation. Because vision cannot rule the earth. No matter what you are seeing, you should transfer it to a place of thinking. Vision remains in the realm of God. Thinking rules the earth. So when there is revelation, when there is clear revelation, the revelation should move. The revelation should move from the realm of revelation to the realm of thinking. To change somebody's thought. Anytime you see a man, you see a walking thought. So when you hear that Moses is a god, what he did for 80 years was to transfer information. To transfer definite, not just information. To transfer definite information from his spirit to his soul for 80 years that he might be a god. Whatever that God wants to give us, we should arrest from the enlightenment of our soul. God wants to know how valuable your soul is. Now, I want to bring something. Listen, when you hear somebody is lifeless, have no value, is suffering for a long time, it means he's soulless. That is, there is no light in the soul. That is, when there is no light in the soul, destiny can't be defined. Because the soul is a hiding place of the body. The body does not hide in the spirit, it hides in the soul. Now, if you look at chapter 5 of Revelation from 1. Revelation chapter 5, 1. I saw in the right hand of him that sat upon the throne a book
written.
Now, the book was in the right hand. The right hand, this right hand, represents the actual life of God. The right hand represents the soul of God. Now, when you lift the right hand, you are lifting your soul, your life. It's not the same thing as lifting your left hand. The right hand and the left hand does not have the same value in the sight of God. That is why God didn't use left hand to lift the book of his life. If you come to Locust Army altar You will never take communion with your left hand in this church. Sometimes children come here to come and eat communion with their left hand, and I will rebuke them immediately. If you like, call yourself left-handed anything. You cannot eat communion in this church with left hand. Let me show you again that God carries Bible. Now, God carries the book. When you hear book of life, it means the life is tied to the book. That means if you are hearing me and you don't know the book that has your life, it is because you don't have life yet. That is why you went to bookshop and you are buying books anyhow. You are even buying authors. The highest form of poverty on earth is confusion that inspires indiscreet living. You don't know what your life is all about and you're living. Why? Chapter 10, verse 2. Because of time. And he has a little book open and set his right foot where? On the sea. And now that angel still has that book in his right hand. I said, has it where? Huh? That is why his left foot is on the sea. Because the sea is more important to God than the earth. Every day you wake up in the morning, find out what is important to you. Because that is your life. Some people are suffering because they make some things that are trivial important. Do you know that there are some human beings that are still suffering because they are taught to dwell on the trivials? Their heart dwells on offenses. This person doesn't like them. This other one is wrong. This other one like them. Little hearts. Instead of majoring on the major subject of their life. If your heart is always on this major subject, you will not keep malice. So God kept the book in his hand, because that is the book of his soul. Now that particular book now, in chapter 10 of Revelation, please hear me. That particular, where? That book has content. Up to this afternoon, the content of that book is not revealed. And if the content of that book is not revealed, then the last billionaires will not be born. Because the word of the Bible cannot make the last billionaires to inherit the abundance of the sea. The content of the Bible. Now, what is in this book are things God himself said. Are things God himself said from his life. This book is not part of the Bible. Yet, his ideology controls everything God has. Now, the litmus soul. Thank you, Kennedy. Now, please, let me tell you something you don't know yet. They don't teach this thing in the church, but hear me. When you talk about a litmus soul, you're talking about a soul that have the form of God and form of a child. That is the soul is wool. The soul, wool. Now, when you say that a soul is wool, you're talking about a particular soul that the foundation is laid on the innocence of a child, so that the soul can keep God. You know, I made a book on the man that keep God. God cannot be kept by those who keep malice. So you have to be without grudge to